So we're staying in Oxford for 3 nights. So effectively that only gives us 1 day in town, or 1 full day. Although we did cycle in the evening of the first day we arrived. But there's only limited amount of things you can do in that amount of time. So we had a look round and we decided on Oxford Castle. They were doing very small tour groups and all COVID safe, allegedly, as much as you can be, but they've done a decent tour. So where you left us was at the bike parking, so we took a tour through the shopping centre up to the high street and turned down towards the castle. A quick stop at the council offices. Obviously they're quite old and look quite spectacular really for some council offices. And just down from the council offices you can turn left towards the prison, which is now a big hotel, or you can take the second left and go straight to the castle. So we're taking the first left towards the hotel. This is the back of the council offices. There's a slug and lettuce stroke prezzo's, there's a wine bar, and then there's the hotel. Now the old prison has pretty much been divided up into the hotel and what looks like apartments. So loads of bike parking. Here's the original mound, which was part of the Motte and Bailey, which originally would have been wood. This is part of the old prison. I'm not quite sure whether it's part of the hotel now or whether that's apartments. It's difficult to tell without going into the hotel, but it's all quite nice. You can walk around it without too much hassle, and it's quite a nice place to visit. There's plenty to do, see, eat and drink around there. This was one of the views from one of the windows. Can't quite remember if it's anything to do with that or not, but I think not actually. But there's the castle keep, well, the castle tower should I say. It's not actually the keep's long gone. Some interesting bits. I don't think I got a shot of what the plaque said, unfortunately. I remember reading it, but
they're
just have
flats
to go and
now.
visit. Yeah, so as I've just said, they're flats, and I think to our left is definitely part of the hotel. You can imagine that would have been bleak many years ago. I think there's a picture of this courtyard somewhere coming up. Yes, there's the inside the prison, and there's the courtyard. So a trip up the tower, and the stairs are quite steep. 101 of them. If you're not fit, I wouldn't bother. Or if you don't like tight spaces or high places. It's quite a view out around Oxford. Quick scoot round with a camera, and then you'll see us descending the staircase. Again, so if you're afraid of heights, just going down the staircase would probably petrify you.
We got a touring truck, so mind your head. Take a deep breath. Try to do that when you're at it.
this one. So this is looking down the staircase. Just go down the staircase. As you can see, it's very tight. There's only just about room for a foot on the step. It does go down really steeply. So if you're unsure about this, I would skip it. There's plenty more to the tour than just the tower. Underneath part of the jail, and it was dug out by inmates. There's plenty of pictures of inmates, one of them notably being one of the train robbers who ironically had to stitch up Royal Mail bags as part of his dues. There's loads of information plaques. Oh, there you go, Thomas Wiseby. Loads of information about the prison, and it's quite informative really. There was a castle built originally by the Norman Baron Robert D'Oyly. He came across with William the Conqueror and was given the lands in and around Oxfordshire, and he started building the castle in 1071. The prison didn't shut until 1996, so relatively speaking it's quite late, considering it'd been running as a prison for a considerable amount of time. Since I think about the 1300s it started to become a jail stroke prison.
Behind here is a tight band of steel mesh. What's even more remarkable is the speed in which it was built. 10 days. Time. Why? Because at short notice it had to hold a particularly nasty specimen. Bit of the Black Panther. But it was 40 years ago. During a year-long reign of terror in the 1970s, Donald Nielsen horrified the nation. So vicious. He was in a class of his own. And that's why he spent the months of his trial in this secure cell. He got 4 life sentences. No one's more like that kind, would you? And when all this, the expression, fools talk.
I'll put some information about that guy in the description. This is a 7-year-old girl that was convicted for hard labour after stealing a pram, which she probably only wanted to play with in the first place. She was convicted, I believe, of 7 years, and her father pleaded it down with the judge to 7 days, but she still had to do 7 days hard labour. So from here we took a trip up the high street, some empty shops, which is a shame, but it's commonplace at the moment with everything that's going on. We found a nice little pub to have a meal in. The staff were brilliant. We were the only people indoors.
Brakes won't get locked in, will they?
I think so. No, sorry,
Going with the sax sounded great. but he couldn't seem to string a tune together. Yeah, pity you didn't get to see this bell at the o'clock, because it would have looked spectacular, I reckon, if that was still working. Anyway, going to leave you here. We're on our way to the next little campsite. If you're not a subscriber, please click on the subscribe button, or at the very least give us a thumbs up. Any comments, leave them down below, and again, loads of info in the description. Thanks for your time. See you soon.